Hello and welcome to Life at the Party. We are NyxRising Industries. I'm JD, your dungeon master. Are we ready to roll?
Yes!
Yes!
Great. Okay.
Shopping!
We catch up with our adventurers in the floating city of Sanskra. Okay? Spend one night here in this mysterious, arcane, ancient city, floating on pontoons and bridges of dripping black wood and many strange faces. Okay? We catch up with our characters after having some much-needed discussion and resolving of issues, some alone, some together, some with some interesting third parties. But we met some brave new faces, some interesting new characters, and we catch up with the party as the lads go out on tour, on a shopping trip.
Lads on tour! Lads on tour!
The four of you have stepped out onto the walkway, crossing over a short bridge, floating over a softly flowing river, into a misty, foggy day, and the streets of Sanskra. What would you like to do?
Is it hot?
It's warm, it's humid.
Feeling the humidity, I'm just gonna unlace the cuffs of my fancy shirt and roll them up to my elbows.
It's a bit sticky. And,
Sticky boy.
Where to first?
Well, we've got several places that you wanted to go, so just depending on...
Is it worth checking the armoury as
Yes, if I
if they need time to...
pass my sword over first, that would
Precisely.
So do you want to go to the Ten Tails or the Covenants?
be... Ten Tails was the one...
Sanskrit style.
I'm quite intrigued, I've got to be honest. We'll check that one first.
Sure.
Okay.
And then breakfast after?
Yes.
Yeah.
Make an intelligence check to follow the directions.
Just one of us?
Yeah, one of you, whoever's
Who's
leading.
the smartest?
I have a +2.
Plus two as well.
12.
12, okay. It takes you a little while wandering through these narrow alleyways across rivers and streams where you can see the black stillness of the lagoon completely underneath you, and light doesn't penetrate at all. I mean, barely any light comes from above. The mist is completely shrouding the city to where the point where beyond 2-3 stories you can't see the tops of buildings. Although you know they're there, but you don't know how high up they go. Buildings as high up as they are prevent a lot of light coming through, but there is a residual sort of just ambiance and light, which you can see where you're going, but it's confusing. A lot of places look the same, and it's all this intricate woodwork and detailing and statues on the end of corners and surrounding doors, and it's easy to get lost in the beauty and caught up in the detail as you meander through. Streets aren't labelled, there are no road signs and such. You're just following off simple directions, left, right, right. No, but it takes you some time. You circle back on yourself once or twice until you hear a familiar sound of dung, dung, dung. Round a corner, find an open-faced building. So close to the edge of the city, so basically overlooking the waters, and with the open face basically on the corner of the city. You see much of the floor is just a steel grill, well, not necessarily steel, but some water, some black metal grill, and a glow in the corner of the room, which you determine is a furnace. And as your first time seeing contained flame in the city, you gather that the steel grill is probably a precautionary measure. Were a fire to break out, it can go nowhere really, but can just be extinguished immediately.
A few signposts on the way here wouldn't have gone amiss, but...
I think it's quite nice to have an explorer around, get to know the place.
It certainly is an amazing city to explore.
Good morning.
Good morning. And you see a figure, male, broad, muscular, in a sleeveless sort of baggy shirt. Seems to be this loose black material. long black hair, which will probably go down to his waist, were it not tied up and put in this sort of loose bun, glistening with this sheen of sweat and probably moisture as well. You recognise from the more common race of being around. Well, actually, if someone can, one of you four, make an Arcana check, so I haven't actually determined if you know what this race is.
18.
18. Come to you after a little bit of studying and reviewing some things that you had. These are probably Triton, people who came from the sea many hundreds of years ago.
Nice.
Amphibian. They can breathe in and out of water, and often in history and folklore assign themselves roles as sort of guardians of the sea. Many of them traditionally guarding portals between the plane of water and the mortal plane, preventing things like krakens or aboleth from coming through. But it seems in this place entirely have ingratiated completely into their own society, or created their own, and have roles as varied and diverse as anything else. And this man sets down what he's doing, gestures to someone in the back, and you see a smaller person, probably a halfling maybe, run out and begin continuing what he was doing, hammering and turning a piece of metal over. You see the shop open backed and just hung with all sorts of what look to be metallic and creations and structures of materials that you don't recognise. You see what looks to be bone, but carved out of black and glossy, and then you see patches of scale and hide, scales from the size of your fingernails to bigger than your head, your torso, some ridged and spiked and some smooth and glossy. You see all in shades of blues and greens and whites and pearlescence, and ones that shift in the colour, and with the residual flame in the corner of the smithy, light just glinting off them. You see a number of weapons hung up on the back wall of the shop. You see a sword, this glinting blue-green blade. You see a number of shields, many of them this thick, heavy black oak or black wood, which you see much of the wood in the area is built from, glinting with a few struts and rivets of metal. You see patches of leather armour interspersed with hide and chain and scale. The man
Renard in such awe.
pulls off his gloves, and you see his yellow tattoos just snaking up his brawny arms.
What colour is his skin?
Like bluey green. He's so the same Triton, so he's got the same like webbed ears, this sort of long, fairly angular face, eyes which are completely black, slightly almond shape, and jet black hair just would be going down, completely down his back, but it's kind of tied up and brawny. He is obviously a man who's worked in the smithy his entire life. He's got the big shoulders.
Beefcake.
Oof, I'm so compromised.
Oh, same.
He sets down what he's doing. Can I help you?
Yes.
Are you here looking to buy or to sell?
To buy and perhaps have some maintenance done on what I'm carrying.
That can be done. He sort of looks over what you've got and spies your armour. And have you still got the chainmail on underneath?
No, I'm literally,
Okay.
it's just, so I'm just wearing this lace-up silk shirt, laced
Yeah.
all up the elbows, and a sleeveless blue tunic, which is like a velvet material,
Mhm.
buttoned neatly down one side.
Yeah.
Fancy buttons. All of it comes up quite high-collared.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm carrying my chainmail, the leather jacket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what maintenance you need that cleaned?
Well, my sword needs polishing. I'll unbuckle it.
Mm-hmm.
And my chainmail's taken some damage recently. But then I wanted to also peruse perhaps for something new.
That can be worked on. I mean, we have plenty. And here, pass it over to me. He takes your chainmail, he takes your sword, and has a look over, like, looks it up, sees that there are a couple of holes in it.
As I
points
pass
it.
the sword,
Yeah.
hesitate for a moment to hand it off and say,
Yeah. He takes
It's
it gently and just looks over it.
incredibly well made.
Yeah. I can see that.
No, I
When he said
I say that, yeah, Ren
Yeah.
doesn't say that. It's incredibly well made.
He says, "This is incredibly well made," and just places it down gently, and then beckons the halfling over and speaks in a language I don't believe any of you speak to the halfling. A young woman, probably about like 17, 18, and just points out a couple of points, and she seems to be taking note of it, and pulls out a little tablet, and like a little wax tablet, and scratches some things down, and takes it and nods, and you see her...
They're not talking halfling, are they?
They are.
Oh, I understand.
Oh, you do speak.
Yeah.
Oh, it's basically just logistics of, right, this is your job, this is what you're doing for the day. I want you repairing and knitting on this.
Good to know.
You see her collect a handful of rings from somewhere, and bolts and hammers, sort of set herself up, place them on one side. She takes the chainmail, opens up a barrel, which you can see is just full of sand, and drops it in. Closes the barrel up, and then rolls it over the side and starts shaking it. And for the next couple of minutes, it's just...
What does the sand do?
She's cleaning it. Sand cleans chainmail.
Oh,
You don't want to be cleaning that in water at all. It'll damage it. But sand will get everything off, make it nice and prepared for when we knit it back together. That'll be a job the next day or so. Keep it busy.
Yeah. I was wondering, and Boblem takes out the bag of
Spines.
Manticore spines.
Yeah, manticore spines that Sariel gave him. Would you be interested in buying this, perhaps?
Oh, I'm curious. I don't think I could make much use of those, but if you go to an alchemist nearby, they could potentially. You know what? I'll take one off your hands. He pulls out a silver. I'll give you a silver for one, and I'll have a test. I'll see what I can do, and then when you come back up to pick up the chainmail, I'll see if I can take any more off your hands.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
he
you.
swaps one
Sounds
over. Yeah, he asks for 1 gold for the chainmail to be repaired, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. I was also considering looking up at. You said there was like metal armor.
There's not so much metal armor; it's more hide interspersed with scale.
Okay. Some leather or hide armor for my friend here.
That can be done. Are you? What type of armor are you looking for specifically? A chain shirt, scale armor?
No, I think I only wear leather or lighter armour.
Okay. He pulls down 1 or 2 from basically like mannequins that are hanging up, and it's very finely made. It's this tan leather, these overlapping scales which kind of mirror the effect of actual fish scales almost. And it's this seamless, flowing, light suit, and he hands it over to you. It's extremely light, but is firm and rigid enough. It's basically a torso piece, pauldrons for the shoulders, straps, and then braces. Okay? And the edge of it is studded and detailed with this incredible, almost like dot work in this turquoise. It's
Goes feral.
just at the corners. So it's like dotted and studded in, and then turquoise has been laid into it, probably in just microscopic little bits, so that as it catches the light, the edges of it just gleam.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
How much would something like this be?
For something like this, 13 pieces of gold.
I've got that.
Okay. Is that for all of you? I can do I can price that cheaper if you wish. Or we have, and he pulls something down and just lays this shirt of scale across.
I know stuff about armor. I don't. Does that look like it would be better quality than my chainmail?
It's probably not as strong.
Okay.
Okay. They do have, so they have leather, scale. They do have chainmail as well. It'd probably just be the same as yours.
Yeah.
And they have shields as well as studded leather. So he pulled out another set of the leather armor, which is similar but has these rivets of almost blue-green rock just embedded in the whole thing across all the edges.
Would that be the skill one?
No, the scale is a full scale shirt. So it's like a hauberk. So it goes from your shoulders, covers your torso completely, and a little bit of your hips as well.
Mechanically speaking, there's nothing that I could get that would improve my AC, is there? I just get to add my dex modifier to it.
What armors can you wear? Light or medium?
Light armor.
Okay, so you could wear leather or maybe studded leather. Leather and studded leather are both light.
Okay, but Seeing as I already have that.
Okay, studded leather is AC 12, leather is AC 11. Okay. There's also shields, which improve your AC by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Can I get a shield?
Yeah.
Astra is trying on that armour, by the way. And
Yeah. He helps you into it and sort of straps you up. It does take about 5 minutes to put on with his help.
I'm just going to look over some of the studded armour then and see if there's one that like takes my fancy that's a similar sort of plate shape to what I've got already.
Yeah. There are plenty that are sort of like interwoven plates, interlocking with each other, and they're not all the same tan leather. Many of them are in black, but still with this like blue, green, and stunning embroidering at the end.
Black with blue and green.
This is the water aesthetic town.
You pull the shield down and feel it's about an inch thick, rimmed with this sort of like a coppery coloured metal, and with a copper like stud in the middle where your fist goes on the other side. You hear the wood itself is thick and dense, but it's not as heavy as you would imagine. Or perhaps you're getting stronger.
I'm getting hedge.
Not really like hedge, but it's a round shield. It's about that big, so like 60 centimeters, probably diameter, and it feels good in your grasp.
This looks sturdy. How much would it be for this?
11 pieces of gold.
Oh boy.
How much for this studded chest plate?
For that, I'd have to ask for 50 pieces of gold.
how much for the aesthetic? I'd like to take this one.
It suits you.
Yes?
So you take the leather armor. So that was what, 12? Do you say, or 11?
What, gold? 13 gold.
13 gold. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So he gets a little while out, counts out 13.
Okay. And the shield for you, sir?
Yeah, I guess probably
If,
for the best.
If you want to, you can help out, do some work, maybe fetch me some things. I can, you can see about renegotiating a price.
For how long? I'm kind of traveling with my friends.
I understand.
Do you
got
want
any?
it? Could you use it?
It's fine. I mean, it's fine. I don't usually get that close to the beast anyway. Don't worry about it.
If you're
Beast?
sure, we could sort something out. You could pay me back.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You in the employ of hunting beasts. I mean, I guess, yeah, the spines on you. I mean, you got anything else you could trade?
I mean, we don't really hunt them. We just happen across them.
We've been travelling through the flooded hills and
Oh,
made our way to
you've come
Sanskra.
quite a way then.
Yes,
Right.
taken
right.
on a number of things.
What brings you here, if I
Metaphors
might
among
ask?
them. A friend of ours is seeking an artifact and some people.
Okay. Interesting. Tell you what. If you pay me 10 gold now,
Yes.
tell everyone where you bought this shield. If I have 3 people come in here in the next week, come back, I'll give you half your gold back.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about that. Police officer very flustered, being like, "No, you made a lot of effort
Ren
to earn a
drops 10
living."
gold in his hand.
Deal is done.
Bank of Ren.
You have good friends.
Thank
Take
you.
it suits you. And he passes
I'd like
over the
to-
shield to you.
Thank you.
Out of curiosity, good sir, if I were to trade you my current plate and a crystal of arcane nature, would we perhaps have a deal?
Well,
Not fully, I can still put some of the gold towards it.
let me see this crystal perhaps. And which one do you pull out?
I have, obviously there's the crystal on my wand, but I have
Yeah.
another one.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Cool.
Which leather armour do I need to select onto the...
Just leather, not studded leather.
Thank you.
13.
13. Okay. Because you got like a cloak or clothes on over the top of the armor, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, it's just, it's like
It's like a breastplate.
a breastplate and then the sleeveless tunic goes over top of it.
Okay. If you don't mind, take off the tunic. Let me have a look at that. And he sort of stands you in the middle
Yeah.
and spins you around, and
It's just like black
yeah,
triangular layers.
it's finely made.
From Mirrortail, good craftsmanship.
It's true. It's true. And he has a look at the crystal as well. And okay, you know what? The armor, crystal, 25 gold.
Deal.
It's been a pleasure. And he helps you strap out of the armor and puts the second one on you. Does a couple of sort of test fits and spends about 5 minutes putting you in and out and trim some things off and tighten some bits and you got the so like the corset tightening scene. But it fits nicely. You can move easily in it. It seems like the leather is oiled. As it like the plates slide against each other, there's no like creaking or squeaking of leather. It is supple and moves easily. Your chainmail, your sword. Come back tomorrow. Should be ready by then. It's another gold for the sword, by the way.
No problem. Like a kid in the candy shop, I'm looking at the swords on the wall.
They are beautiful. Each one is inlaid with this beautiful, intricate detailing, filigree down to detail where level detail you can't really make out with your eyes. All sorts. Many of them having swirls of waves and fins and splashes and rocks and a lot of aquatic nature in this. Some with runes and carvings that you don't understand. Many of the blades seem to be stone, but polished and refined. The majority are traditional metals, but there are the fair couple that aren't. Some have twisted gnarled handles and pommels, which are probably made of bone or some organic material, and just carved and hewn out of one piece. And something catch your eye?
All of it catches my eye. Tell me about your finest.
Well, he pulls out a pair of short swords from underneath the bar and unrolls a piece of leather and places them on it. Pulls out each one, and it looks like steel, but there's like a blue vague tint to it. You touch it, it's cold to the touch, completely. Yeah, so Fool's Mithril, what it's called. It's looks like the real thing, not as light, but twice as sharp. Serve you well.
You mind if I?
Of course.
I pick it up and I just feel the weight of it in my hand.
Slide.
How much?
Each 150 gold. He took about 5 years.
They're beautiful.
Thank you. They're sharper than anything you'll have seen.
I will consider it and give you my answer when I come back from my sword.
Understood. Understood. Should you wish, there are other ones without enchantments.
Enchantments?
The blade will never dull.
Oh.
Will always strike true. Mechanically, out of character, it's a +1 short sword. +1 to hit and damage. But each of them are +1 short sword.
Enchantment.
So they're not as long as they're nowhere near as long as your rapier, but you could wield both of them at once. So you could attack, action attack, and bonus action attack.
But it would be 300 gold for the pair.
300 gold for the pair.
And also they're enchanted.
Well,
And also they're enchanted.
Yeah.
Which
You know
was
what I'll
more of
do?
The killer.
I'll say if you get both at once, 275.
I'll let you know my answer tomorrow.
Thank you.
Right. Should we continue?
Breakfast.
Astra is just sort of looking
Thank
at the armour
you.
he's wearing. Like,
Volunteers
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. If you're eating, the braziers are just round the corner.
Did he tell us his name?
He did. You didn't ask, no.
Sorry, we didn't get your name.
Taryn.
Taryn. Good to meet you. We'll see you soon.
Thank
Been a
you
pleasure.
very much.
I'll see you tomorrow for your sword and chainmail. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thank
Hope
you.
it serves you well.
Shield.
Shield, armor, all. Okay. So you can add that to your equipment and
Equip it
and-
to get
yeah,
better class.
yeah, and You'll get your bonus.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Nice. Okay.
As we're walking out, I also thank you, Renard, for this. Feel quite bad you had to pay for it.
It's fine, we'll work something out, I'm
And
sure.
Boblem hands you the 10 piece of gold back.
Oh,
It's okay.
thank you.
I mean, you pay for so many of her stuff anyway. Doesn't seem fair to make you pay for more of my stuff.
You were hesitating and I think you need it.
Thank you, anyway.
You're going to get paid when we get this map back anyway. So
Yes.
Oh, precisely.
It's fine.
Breakfast it is. Should we head to the Braziers or the tavern?
They said the braziers were the only place we could get hot food,
Oh, he
right?
said sure.
Are you...
I've got stuff with me.
Right.
Well, surely they have vegetables to cook as well.
I'm sure. We'll see.
We will head to the Braziers.
Okay. You round the corner and you hear more of a hubbub, commotion. You see the same steel grill extending out over the edge of the pontoon, so extending completely over and with nothing below, just a thick steel grill or iron grill. There are metal posts, like scaffold pipes essentially, keeping it up, but there is no wood on it to be seen. The whole area probably extends about 20 square meters, and in like a C shape going around the edges are huge overturned metal drums, and you feel the heat and see the burn and glow of fire from within. You see 2 or 3 people standing behind each one, shouting to each other and calling out. You see probably 20-30 people in the middle frequenting these places. You smell vegetables grilling and meat cooking, and not so much meat but more fish. Sort of everything you get from the swamps and jungles and lagoon. Excuse me. Okay. You enter into the middle. There are probably 8 or 9 different points where people are grilling things around the edge.
They did say things were quite communal here, which is nice.
You see a lot of people just standing in the middle or sitting with their legs off the edge, just sort of gazing off into the mist, just tucking into things. Most people have what seem to be these huge leaves, like thick, almost like a banana leaves, with food piled onto it.
How do we just take it? Or?
There are people behind who
Okay.
seem to be cooking and serving it.
Just a free buffet.
Which one want to try?
I could kill
Walk in
some
a sort
fish.
of semicircle around and look at what they're...
You try at each one. There's a variety of. It's pretty much all grilling on open flames or charcoal across these steel griddles. All manner of fish and seafood. A couple of cuts of meat. You don't really recognise where things are from, but then huge vegetables. You find all sorts of like long twisted green onions and meaty marrows and squashes and a lot of things you do not recognise. You have no idea what they are, but in all colours, and the spices and fragrances just hit your nose like an explosion, and everything you smell is delicious and just awakening your senses.
Sort of want to try all of it.
Kind of walk up to the people who are serving. It's like, pardon me, do we just pay for a plate and take what we want, or...?
No, you pay for the food! There's a little gnome lady whose head just reaches over the griddle from the other side and has like a pair of tongs in each hand, just looks up at you, sort of hair frizzled just with the moisture, darkling nut brown skin, what seemed to be the tattoo of a knife on one hand. Knife! And what seemed to be like shears or tongs on the other, in this white ink, which contrasts very...
She knows her brand.
What is the pricing of the food then?
Depends what you want!
Fish and vegetables, please.
One fish. She sort of looks over and like looks at the size of them. She has to like sort of like reach up a bit and 5 copper, small fish, 1 silver big fish.
I will take the silver.
A good choice, sir.
With the vegetables as well?
Included in the price.
1 silver.
She takes it and pulls from underneath somewhere this hefty leaf and slides the fish out onto it. This blackened but silver fish, which is sort of butterflied and cut in half and laid on this bed of green vegetables that you do not recognise. Pulls out something from a little like a pot to the side and sprinkles it over the top. Hands you the entire thing.
Smells delicious.
Tastes delicious.
Much obliged.
How much for just the vegetables?
Same price. Get more vegetables.
Okay, and hands over.
Yeah.
Silver.
Hands you it, and instead of the fish, reaches over to the other side, where these one of the things that look like long, thick leeks, essentially, and has also been butterflied and split open, and just looks juicy and crisp, blackened on the outside. And does the same thing, places it on a bed of the smaller vegetables, sprinkles it with something with this orange dusty powder, and hands it over to you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, hope you enjoy it.
Can I have the same thing he had?
Yeah.
Can I hand you a silver?
Yeah. Takes the silver, serves all of you. All of you have it, and it's.
What were you saying?
No, it's fine. How are you gonna have?
Okay, no, if you don't.
Yeah, I'm not going here.
Oh, yeah. Each of you have it and try it. It is smoky and delicious and sweet. The scent of paprika and cumin and a lot of fragrances and tastes that you don't recognise. It is filling and it's struggle to finish the end.
now because you're saying this. I'm hungry and describe food. And like,
So susceptible to that.
I wrinkle my nose at the fish and vegetables and keep walking around. And go to the meat and see if I can recognise anything or see what looks really good.
You see this huge orc, full-blooded.
I thought you meant on the grill.
Oh my god, no! Standing behind the grill with this expression where he's sort of surveying his kingdom, and stands a good 7 feet, big tusks coming up, broad, just boulder shoulders, no shirt but an apron, just this thick leather thing with sort of knives and implements sticking out, and atop this sizzling griddle has cuts of meat just burning and sizzling away.
Orcom Ramsey.
The Orcan Ramsey. Orcan Ramsey. He has this big handlebar moustache.
I couldn't help myself.
Gordon Ramsay's just like, I made some good fucking food.
It's fucking raw.
I'm sorry.
do a spit take.
No, we're all good.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
And I greet him.
Sorry.
I greet him
Sorry,
good morning
Al.
in Orcish.
Oh, in Orcish?
Yeah.
Oh, fellow speaker. Good morning.
Well, this all looks delicious.
I should hope so.
What would you say your finest cuts are?
Goat. And gestures to one and sort of flips it over this like inch thick just slab of meat. And turns it over, it's brown and sizzling and there's this crust around the edge.
And anything slightly more unusual? Just out of curiosity.
Lizard. Crocodile. It's mostly things found in the swamps.
I'll take
Gestures to one thing, there's what seems to be a snake, like filleted and going around the edge.
I'll take the goat and a little crocodile.
Be a bit adventurous. Plates them up on a leaf and sort of wraps it together and ties it with a little bit of string, and just loosely, so it's like in a sort of package, and then hands it over. You see that already the juices are like starting to collect in the bottom. Before he does, he's like hacked it up into pieces, so it's all in like decent bite-sized chunks, and then hands you another smaller leaf, which you gather is probably to take and eat things with.
So hungry.
Charges you a silver for it as well.
Thank you.
Renard, eating the crocodile, mentally just sort of like, fuck you, crocodile.
Quite literally.
Hey, you never
You
know.
took this out of
Might
spite.
be the same one.
I'm
Better
literally
be.
I'm just like, crocodile, eh?
And like all you guys have seen is like Renard's grunting and
Yeah.
screaming in Orcish.
Tiny,
That's why
tiny man. Well, like, compared to the orc. Thank you.
Welcome.
walk away to join you, I suppose.
Astra would have sat on the edge
Yeah.
where people were sitting with his legs hanging off the edge, eating. I wanted to ask you more. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about the fact you said that your farm is everywhere.
Yeah.
I just... What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean it's everywhere?
I mean, it just kind of moves from spot to spot.
Just
Sometimes
walk.
you wake up. I don't know. That'd be very silly.
That would be silly.
Maybe it would.
Maybe when I'm asleep, because whenever I would wake up every now and then, it would just be in a different place. Is that not? Did your homes not do that?
Are you saying you lived on a teleporting farm?
I lived on my farm.
But your phone can travel.
Yeah. That I kind of assume everybody's homes travels after a while.
Not at all.
We just haven't stuck around long enough.
My home stayed in the same place my whole life.
People travel to
Really?
new homes, but homes do not travel to new places.
Oh wow, how boring it must have been for y'all.
You're not wrong.
I unwrap my meat.
And it's sizzling in the
Yeah.
waft of goat and crocodile, sort of looking like two parts.
And then I look at the smaller beef and I'm like,
It's just a sort of like to cover your hand, you like pick bits up with it.
I'm a little bit hesitant to just pick the food up with my hands, but no vegetables on my plate.
Oh, meaty boy.
No, I've
Such a
never,
lad.
but you know, I've never heard of anything like that before.
Oh, I'd love for y'all to see it someday then.
Me too. Maybe
It's very fun.
maybe it'll appear in front of us.
Yeah, maybe we'll happen upon it. Oh, I'd love for you all to meet my grandparents.
That's who.
They'll really like y'all. Maybe not so much you, but don't take it personally.
I don't.
Good. Sorry, my grandma's just, she really cares about manners and being nice. And it's just, I wouldn't want you to feel awkward about it.
I don't.
Good.
Trust.
Run laughs again. And it's twice now. Once at Boblem savaging Cassian, and then again at Boblem savaging Cassian.
Boblem, secret savage.
Primal savage.
I think it's fascinating. Must be so cool.
Yeah. Never traveled to a place like this though.
No.
Does anybody want to try crocodile?
Yes.
Oh, I want to.
No.
I pass out a little bit of crocodile to each of them.
Delicious and tender and smoky and quite spicy.
Fuck
Spicy.
you, swamp crocodile.
I really hope it is that one rude crocodile.
My thoughts exactly.
You tuck into your food, eat, you find comfort and rest and a full belly. Sariel and Elyse, what are you doing in this time?
No one is there to hold back Elise's hair.
How far away are you puking in your room?
I'm not puking.
You're not puking.
I wake up very late.
Yeah.
Headache.
Midday.
Put a little
Groggy.
note under your door.
Just kind of like
Your rooms are
wondering whether
opposite
I
each other.
imagined
So, like,
everything
next
that came
door.
that happened.
Opposite.
Like,
Opposite
okay.
corridor.
like wondering if I imagined everything that happened during and after the bathhouse,
Mm-hmm.
and look down and see like the arcane focus in my bed next to me, the open notebook in my bed next to me, open on pages with like nonsense scribbled in it. I'm just like attempt to read.
Make another intelligence check. DC's lower this time because you're not as drunk still.
Oh, 20, not natural.
Okay, you get the broad strokes of it, and you're able to piece together most stuff, and you can rip the page out and rewrite it. And we'll say like by the end of the day, like going back to it, you remember bits. You're able to recall what happened. More bits come to you and stuff.
Cool. And then, when I've done that, and it's kind of helped to like clear my mind a little bit. And I remember everything else that happened yesterday, and I just kind of think for a little bit, get up, go downstairs, whoever's at the desk, I want to ask them where to find somewhere I can sell weapons and somewhere I can buy clothes.
Okay. Weapons. They point you to the two same blacksmiths. They say there are a fair few in the city, but they tend to be at the edges, and they give you the same names of Carvinans, which is the traditional dwarven metal worker, and the Ten Tails, who is run by the Triton.
10 tails.
And clothing. Okay, yeah, they give you a direction just to Palermo's.
Thank you very much.
They recommend you that as like the nearest tailors, and sort of like haberdashery.
Yeah, I think thank you very much. I'm still like a little bit swaying down circles.
They do sort of give you the eye. And feeling better now?
Yep.
I'm glad to hear it. And is your companion still in the room?
Oh, she left ages ago.
Okay. We didn't see her leave. If she climbed out the window. There's no need for subtlety around us.
Just walk away.
Go back up the room.
Guy! Polish your sword. Oh, how's your companion? Get your nose out.
Very nice.
His establishment. Their establishment.
Yeah, I'm not even like gonna entertain the thought of knocking on Sarah's door. Sorry. As I walk out, I'm gonna kind of like duck into somewhere that looks a little bit quiet and cast Disguise Self. And this time I'll turn myself into a water genasi.
Okay.
Wait, did you see our note?
Oh fuck! I didn't even.
Yeah, you would have.
I would have seen it. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. Disguise Self again and Meta Magic for 2 hours. And this time I'll turn into a like female water genasi, kind of dressed in like similar clothes to a combination of what I would have seen Ezra wearing and what I've seen the water genasi around here wearing. So someone who looks like they would go out and hunt.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
But fits in.
Yeah.
Sanskra.
There is of the clothing that's worn. You see a lot of blacks, a lot of tans, simple, breathable materials, like fairly light and kept up in the baggy because of the heat and moisture. But a lot of things have this either intricate beading or embroidery around collars and cuffs, most commonly in blues and greens. And from seeing details, it's a lot of like tiny little broken bits of shell or crushed bits of pearl that you find embroidered as patterns and sort of designs. Cassian's been getting a lot of inspiration.
Or were they inspired by me?
Yeah. But yeah, you're able to have that and sort of trappings of like patchwork, like hunter clothing as well.
Cool. I'm gonna head towards. So you said the Covenants is like specializes in
like classical metalworking.
Okay.
As opposed to the Ten Tails, which is more Sanskra armor and.
I guess I'll go to Covenants then because I'm trying to sell like all the shit I found.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And as I'm walking, I want to take out the 2 gold rings and have a closer look at them and see A, if I do recognize them, and B, what I think they might be worth.
You don't recognize them specifically, but the inscriptions and designs of them do seem to be Ospean in origin. So the continent across the sea from Caldera. Okay. Value anywhere between maybe 10 to 15 gold.
I'll like kind of turn them over contemplatively in my hand, put them back in my pouch, and go to the the Covenants.
Yeah. Okay. You walk in, you walk to it. You see the door is closed at the point. Again, this is one of the places over the side near the grills, so hanging over. You do see that the door is closed at the time. You don't hear a heat of a forge or anything.
Knock on the door.
Feel the heat of a forge, yeah. About a minute goes by before you open it up and then look down, and about a foot below you is a dwarven man. This shock of white hair just coming out like this mane, and this beard that just melds into his hair as well. All you see are these 2 little beady black eyes behind like wireframe spectacles. Fairly like tanned brown skin, and just squat, this absolute unit, this rectangle of muscle and age, and just looks up at you. Well,
Greetings.
we weren't expecting anyone today.
Oh, well, I have some equipment I'd like to sell. I don't know if you'd like to buy.
Ooh. Come down back. And closes the door and gestures around the other side, and you walk around and you see what's probably like a shop front. Opens it up, and after a few seconds you hear, and what you thought was a wooden wall moves up and retracts into the ceiling. You see these huge wooden clockwork gears turning and wheeling and interacting behind. They all interact and lock with each other and pull the shutter up. You see what seems to be a big, heavy wooden plinth or workbench. You see a forge, but unheated and unworked on. You see the dwarf come up and put kind of close to that, like a briefcase, onto the plinth, the table. Open it up. And you can't see fully, but you see the reflection of gold and light on his face. And, well, what are you selling?
I just start pulling out weapons, like a scene in a film where they're like, you have to take all your weapons off, and then it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so what do you put out?
So there's a club.
Okay, he takes the club, looks at it, it's useless! And just chucks it past you. Do you try and catch it?
I'll try.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, is that straight dex?
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, saving throw.
Yeah.
21.
21. Okay, goes past you, you're able to catch it, and before it goes back and into the water, you put it back. Okay, what else do you put on?
Alright, got 2 light crossbows.
Oh, nice! Stab him from far away, I like it!
A longbow.
Can't do much with this. I'm a smith.
Fair enough.
That's a big stick.
2. Yeah, it is. 2 scimitars and a short sword and a small knife.
Okay. Takes a short sword, takes a scimitar, sort of gathers them all up. Steps up on something behind the altar, behind the plinth, and fiddles with his glasses for a second. You see one of the lenses grow larger, sort of magnify, almost like an owl's eye. And one of his eyes now is just massive, and peers in at it, almost closes the other one, this little beady thing, and then, aye, fine craftsmanship. Not great quality, but
Bit banged up.
aye, bit banged up, and takes some.
But sturdy, usable.
I can melt it down for scrap. I'll give you 8 gold for the lot.
For the lot.
Keep the bow and the stick.
Stuck. I think you can do a bit better than that.
Make a persuasion check.
Pushing her luck.
Should I cast friends?
You can do whatever you want.
Elyse is by herself, we can't control her.
Oh no!
Oh no, she's loose.
No,
You know
Elyse
what?
is loose.
Considering how fucking spooked she is right now, she's not taking that risk. Natural 20!
Nice, I watched that happen. You know what? You
I'm
got
just
me.
like, looking
got
as charming and pretty as I can.
Smile all you want. Barely see. Why do you think I wear these? You know what? I give you 15.
That sounds acceptable.
Acceptable! Spits in his palm and reaches out and meekly shakes your hand. From the briefcase which unfolds that he has, you hear him push something fizzes and whirs and hisses, and then ting, 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 pulls out a stack of gold coins, wraps them in like a roll of paper, sealed it with a piece of string, and passes it over to you.
Excellent.
A pleasure doing business with you.
You too. Hope to see you again.
No problem, I'm sure you shall. Remember, shop Carvinans. Stay local, stay traditional.
Yeah.
Don't go to that 10 Tails.
What's wrong with the 10 tails?
Oh, a plight on blacksmithing. It's all manner of things not right and not proper. You want to go to a proper blacksmith, you speak to a dwarf. They know metal, they know rock. None of this scale and leather nonsense. They're making armoury out of fish. A fish for eating, not wearing. I'm all riled up now.
So glad we went to the tent table.
Yeah. So huffs about and
I don't know, I regret not going to a tent table now.
spins the lens of his glass and it winds back and closes the briefcase with. You hear hissing and whirring. Slowly close. Pulls everything on the plinth off and wraps it in leather and sort of just puts it to the side. Pleasure. Now I'll get back to my day.
Hope you have a pleasant one.
I'm sure I will. I'll be open for business come in the morning. Should you wish things smithed the proper way.
I'll keep it in mind.
The
Thank you.
steel and sweat. And sort of gestures you out.
I'll leave.
Yeah, you see him pull a pulley. You hear the hiss, steam, and then the clattering of the shutter going closing and shutting down.
I kind of watch it work and look at the mechanism. I'm like,
It's incredible and intricate. It's hard to really gain an idea of what exactly is going on, but given your proficiency with some vehicles, you have maybe a better understanding than most of the interpolation of gears and things moving against each other. You maybe understand the brief concept of it.
and I'll head to Palermo's.
Okay. Before you do that, you get to Sarah. What are you doing?
Probably hear Elyse leave,
Mm-hmm.
and will have heard them leave a while ago. Wait a while until I'm convinced they're all gone,
Mm-hmm.
and then sort of get dressed back into the same outfit, which I don't think has been laundered yet because she just hasn't left her room.
Mm-hmm.
Puts her cloak back on, which she hasn't really worn recently. Pulls the hood up, gathers all her stuff together, sort of warily goes downstairs to the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
Where might I find something to eat?
Depends. What are you looking for? Hot cooked food or something closer and local?
Closer and local.
I'll give you directions somewhere basically around the corner. Katelyn's. It's basically just like an eatery. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And sort of turns and leaves.
Pleasure. Whatever you need, let us know. I hope you're alright.
Doesn't answer.
Yeah.
Just.
You follow directions, it's easy enough to get there.
Mhm.
Pretty much just around the corner. You you climb up a set of stairs, onto like a second level, onto a gantry, overlooking the avenue. You're going down and make a perception check.
Can you perceive?
Can you perceive? Let's find out.
Can
you perceive?
6.
Okay. You hear muffled faint in the distance. You hear the clanging of heavy armour.
As in, approaching, or?
Probably as you've just gone up the stairs, probably coming underneath you soon. Like rounding a corner, will be coming underneath the gantry that you're on shortly. You stay out or you go into each room?
Gonna go into the tavern.
Yeah. And go in, you hear the pass by. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. You head in. It's dimly lit. And probably about 10, 12 people in there. Some look up when you come in, but don't seem to pay you any mind. There seems to be a human behind the bar. Elderly woman. With a dark tan skin. Short black hair just above a collar. Dark brown eyes. And looks up when you come in. You looking for food? Breakfast? Lodging?
Just breakfast, please.
Take a seat. We'll bring something over. I'll come over, they bring a glass of wine, like a small goblet of some wine, and then say, what are you eating? Meat, fish, vegetables, rices?
Just something simple.
Can be done. That'll be 2 copper.
I'll scramble in my bag for it.
That's fine. It takes a little while.
Yeah.
You fumble it out. The lady graciously takes it. About 15 minutes pass by. She re-emerges. tops up your wine with this light, clear, ever so slightly sparkling wine. Take a little bit of honey, and just puts a bowl in front of you with like a thin white sauce, like a soup almost, speckled with dots of orange oil. And it's cold, but it's not unpleasant. And inside you find just hearty chunks of vegetables, cooked and spiced.
Thank you.
It's delicious and heartwarming, if not physically warming.
So go through that, eat that without really paying much mind to anyone else, and sort of keeping our hood up.
Yeah.
Once that's done, we'll leave another copper on the table and just head out.
Yeah.
Not really with anywhere to go, just sort of aimlessly
Just
wandering.
about.
Mhm.
Yeah. You see plenty.
Needing to be outside.
Yeah. You see plenty through the day. You see people moving, passing, going about trade, going into and out of buildings. You see people scampering up and up the sides of buildings and climbing across them, and you see guards standing at posts and conversing with people, moving people along. It's a bustling city, although it's hard to get a sense of scale of it because you never see as far as you would in another city. Your vision caps out at 300 meters at best. And you take a spot, you take a moment and go up to one of the edges of the city where it looks out of the lagoon, and you see the waters below just calm and silent, unmoving, completely black. You can't see anything inside.
How far down is it from the sort of...
It varies, but between like 1 to 2 meters to points where it's 5-6 meters above the water.
Is there any like points of like access down to the water?
There's plenty. There are rope ladders and pillars that you're able to climb down. You see many people like scampering up out of the water with pouches of something. You see people diving off regularly, rope ladders, wooden ladders, all sorts.
What moon phase is it?
You would know, although you can't see.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Nobody. Nothing at all. Sariel, can we see the moon?
Sometimes the moon is a little peaky bastard in the daytime.
It's true.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was waxing last, so
It was more so just to like
it's
gauge
close
where
to full moon.
Okay,
Mhm.
but not quite yet.
No, probably tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
She is where Sariel.
Wary Al.
Very wary, Elle. Yeah, so I guess she's sort of making a note of like places that she can access the water from here.
You can get into the water from pretty much anywhere. Anywhere you cross, you're crossing like a small bridge where there would be a path. You're often crossing and there's water just below you.
Ideally somewhere where there'd be like, not necessarily you can see the sky, but it would be like, it's not like underneath bridges or anything
yeah,
like
that'd be
that.
towards the edges of the city then, where there's not buildings crowded on top of
Yeah.
each other and leaning out. But yeah, there are plenty of places where you could reach the water from a metre or two or from higher, and also see just cloud and fog and mist.
Okay.
You know there's probably the sun above it, but you couldn't be certain.
Yeah. Okay, she's to no one in particular, but just sort of gazing upwards. I haven't forgotten. And I hope that you will give me some guidance tomorrow.
You just feel a breeze just wash over you and just gust some of the mist away, and look out over the lagoon and see the fog and the mist just shift and roll out across the black surface of the waters.
I'll be back tomorrow, I promise.
The wind just whistles past your hood, almost as if in response.
Cool. Just sort of having established that, sort of starts meandering again with not really much purpose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you see plenty of the sights of the city and many people. Okay. Beautiful.
That's on tour.
You finish your meal.
Tasty food.
We wanted to go to the Rum Monkeys next. The Alchemist.
The alchemist to sell see if they could give a better price for the spines and get more potion ingredients for you.
Do you reckon they'll have Roman monkeys?
I
I'm not sure.
Maybe the former, but not the latter.
don't know if monkeys can be potion ingredients, but
Oh no, not like that.
Maybe it's run by monkeys. Who knows?
Oh, I like that.
Ash was going to go up to one of the nearby cellars. Just, excuse me, I was just wondering if you know where the Roman monkeys is compared to here.
Yeah. The orc sort of leans in. I can tell you, and just gives you, instead of me telling you, just gives you close enough directions to where you think you need to go. It's probably not too far from here, maybe like a 15-minute walk.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
as you're asking that, I turn to Cassian. I have a question.
I might have an answer.
You know things about gems and jewelry and crystals and such, don't you?
Yes.
I'm gonna dig out the ruby
Mm-hmm.
and hold it up.
Okay.
Do you know the value of this at all?
I mean, I would.
Make an intelligence check.
Some dumb bitch disease.
Let's see how well Mother taught me.
Not great, Bob.
Well.
Spent more time with Dad. That's a 7.
Okay, maybe in the area of about 50 gold.
It's hard to say. I worked with the gems, but wasn't really privy to the pricing as much. I'd say minimum around 50.
Okay, that's something. I don't see any reason to carry it around. We might as well sell it.
No, it's not exactly enchanted or anything. It can't come in handy to any of us.
Okay,
I've got directions,
perfect.
so we can go this way. Actually, it's the way.
You lead off. And you head down winding and narrow alleyways. Sorry, the building's sort of arching over you and creating this forest and canopy. And you're on quieter road. You see the person passing you occasionally. The mist gets thicker. You get to where you believe is close. Make a perception check.
All of us?
Yeah.
10.
Another 7.
9.
9.
Wow.
Missed!
We're all
Wow.
too
Okay,
busy
okay.
having fun.
You then are the first to hear. You hear shouting in the distance, and you can't make out what's being said, and crashing and the sounds of armor and mail, shield clinking, coming from above you, not directly above.
I stop at the sound of this and look for any staircase or ladder up. To
Yeah,
get
there
a
are
better
plenty.
look.
I mean, just around you, there are ladders built into the sides of walls and just handholds and sort of pins and bits of rope where people climb and just scurry up.
Do you hear that?
What's
And then
wrong?
I start climbing to try and see if I can see what it is.
Okay. Yeah, make an athletics check.
Astra follows.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
Make an
let's
athletics check.
just-
Anyone who's climbing.
15.
Athletics.
Yeah.
17.
0.
20.
Nice.
30, 20.
Okay.
2 minus 2.
Okay. Oh, 0. Okay.
0.
okay. The two of you start hand over hand climbing, and sort of looking out for the next place to go. And the ladder ends here, but then some handholds round and a rope coming over. You're able to pull yourself up, and you look and Boblem like a fucking monkey just up to the top. While Cassian,
Spider monkey.
yeah. While Cassian puts his hand on something, puts his weight, and you hear it just crack and break and slips and
Into a puddle.
Whip myself up.
yeah. You hear the crack of the whip, and Cassian zooms up afterwards. The three of you make it up to the top, to where the rooftop of this area is. You're sort of surrounded by mist. You can see about 5-6 feet, maybe. And then these two, their heads pop up shortly after. It takes about 10 more seconds before Cassian's whip climbs. And he's there holding onto the edge. You stop, you listen. So while you're basically just at the top of this building, there are ones near you which come up slightly higher. And from you wouldn't know direction necessarily, but from your left, you hear increasing footsteps, and suddenly out of the mist, emerging right next to your head basically, with a pair of legs and a person just running at full fucking tilt. Runs. Seems to notice you and makes a leap across the gap of the houses, sprinting and clears it instantly.
Can I dex check to see if I can whip him?
You can make an attack with disadvantage.
Wait, we don't know
Yeah, but like weird stuff's happening.
You're not the parkour guy.
I was still the one that was like, let's not go charge any two things without thinking about
I
it.
am
okay?
suspicious. Parkour.
We didn't even hear what was happening. You were just like, let's go up there.
What is his?
I was like, I hate parkour.
His wife's having a
that's
baby
a
and he's
D12.
running to the hospital.
Cassian,
No,
you have
there's a-
disadvantage because he's hanging off a ledge.
I have disadvantage, but there's still a 23.
Boy.
Not a
Okay.
fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Okay. You whip them, and it catches them as they're in midair, and you hear this stops them, and you see their face just smash into the side of the balustrade where they're about to catch themselves. Their body goes limp, and they just drop. Make a strength check.
Oh no.
5.
They drop and are just pulled straight down, and you have a split second of you. Oh fuck! You're pulled off, and you go teetering down as
Can
well.
I try and grab him?
You can make a dex check.
Can I, at level 4 now, can I turn into a flying thing?
Not yet.
No, swimming.
Wait, we're level 5 now.
No,
That's
that's
level
18
4.
to catch him.
18. Let me check. No, you need 20.
On dex, or
sorry.
if you wanted strength, it's 20.
No, I'm sorry, you need 20.
So anything
Okay.
there.
You plummet and you just go face down 2 stories. You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as your face just hits the ground.
Rengar reaches out and goes, oh.
Oh no, the consequences of my
The
actions.
rest of you see this, and they're more running, and 3 figures appear out of the mist on the rooftop, skid and stop themselves, see your faces. Clad in the same blue-green armour, with the shields bearing the faces and the spears, start shouting at you in a
God
language you don't. Yes, start shouting in a language you don't recognise.
Hey!
What's the commotion?
First off,
Got him.
you look up and you see the form before you. What seems to be a human, female, auburn hair, tied up in a braid, and dark, studded leather, black armour. 2 daggers at her hip. You see her form shift and shiver. You see where her face was a sort of like tan and looked like human skin. Shifts to white. Her ears disappear to just slits in the side of her face. Her eyes round and just become just pupilless black orbs. You see blood leaking out of her ears and nose. Oh, actually, yeah, you don't know if it's her. You see no characteristics determining gender.
I'm assuming that I've still technically got
They
them
are-
whipped because I fell with them.
Yes. Well, the whip kind of loosens a little bit.
Yeah, but it's still like
around them.
there.
Push yourself up from the ground and look at them. Up through the top of you. What in the hell's happened here?
My friend's injured, and Astra just drops. Like, he starts climbing down.
Oh, okay. The bombs drop.
No,
Okay.
just go.
You start climbing down. Don't move from where you are. Stay on the ground.
Not on the ground,
we're not
I'm on a
really
wall.
No, but like as you're getting down to the ground.
Oh, okay, but the ones that are hanging on,
Yeah.
we're not really on the ground.
You up now.
We just heard the commotion.
Look down.
We came to look, our friend caught them, but then fell.
What business you have interfering with the guard?
We didn't.
Why are they lying dead on the floor?
Who?
We were just taking a
Point
look.
over, and you see the body just sprawled, face down, neck at an angle that it should not be.
We did nothing. We were just taking a look.
Who's that one? They gesture down to Cassian with the whip still tangled around him. You make it down to the ground. You see Cassian pushing himself up next to this still lifeless corpse.
A travelling companion of ours.
Get on the ground. Climb down.
I start climbing down.
Okay, what was those climbing down?
They follow you down.
As I reach the bottom, I go, what the fuck, Cassian?
You said we weren't gonna do rash things.
You all get down to the ground, and a few seconds later, the guards make it down as well. They put their spears in their backs and their shields as well. Climb down. One of them takes off their helmet, a water ganassi, female, cropped black hair, black eyes. The two others, Tritons, stand, take off their shields, take out their spears. The water ganassi moves up and rolls the body and just sighs. Lets the body go and crumple back to the floor. What business do you have interfering with the work of the eyes?
The work of whom?
The eyes. You've heard referred to the guard as the eyes of Sanskra.
Didn't mean to interfere. Heard the commotion. Saw someone running. Thought if we get a catch, we'd be helping. Didn't intend for this to happen.
You thought wrong. What is that? What is that you wield?
It just goes back into my wand.
Let's see. I'll take it and look over. Flex it a little bit. What are your names?
I'm Verdant Astra.
No.
Boblem.
Cassian.
What's with this?
It's just a mask.
Take it off.
No.
Take it off.
No.
Two guards behind. Level their spears at you.
We don't want any trouble.
You are in the city of Sanskra. You will obey the laws of this city and do as the guard are instructing you. Sir, remove the mask that I may see your face.
Can I use common motions?
You can, yeah.
Guess who's not
make
in
a sleight of
trouble
hand
for crime
check.
this
Sleight of
time.
Yes.
I didn't do anything. 19. Okay.
Okay. So there's no save for that, is there?
It's Charisma 13.
Charisma 13. Okay, and you're casting it on all three of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
Sure.
Run.
I might.
You see one of them at the back. Relax and drop their shield. The female water ganassi looks to you instantly. Pulls out the short sword and just levels it at your throat. We will have none of that!
I'm just trying to calm the situation down. There's no need for violence.
You understand that it is a crime to place an enchantment on one of the eyes of Sanskra.
I didn't, I'm sorry.
I'm aware of what you do, mage.
I'm not a mage.
I'm aware of magic. Do not think me so blind as to work in a city like this and not understand the arcane laws. Looks at the one who's calmed and just slaps him around the face. They look around nervously. I mean not to ask you twice.
I reflectively go to reach for my sword and realise it isn't there.
I merely wish to identify if you are someone we are already looking for, or if this were a matter of happenstance. Are you shy, sir?
No.
Find yourself scared?
No.
New to the city?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're very new.
Less than a day.
Wonderful. We'll see how much longer you'll be staying here.
Like I said, we don't mean no harm. There's no need for this hostility.
I turn with my back to my friends and lift the mask.
He just sort of moves around and looks at you and stares at you for a good 5-10 seconds and just nods. Criminal, a suspect, lies dead. Someone that has now escaped the true course of justice. Our commandant lies dead, their throats slit, in a pool of his own blood. And now I find 4 strangers, less than a day into the city, barely any identities but a name. Nothing to tie them down. At the scene where our culprit, someone whom we were hot on the tail of, lies with their neck broken, arcane devices, arcane use. Do you care to explain to me what is going on?
We've told you the truth.
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage.
Good. That is 12.
Where are you staying?
The water snakes.
Water snakes.
Then there's two. The water snakes. And she moves behind you. The two guards sort of flank the four of you. Lead on!
We'll start walking.
They march you in complete silence. As you leave the narrow alleyway and come out to where there are more people, people stop and start looking. As they get to that point, one of them whistles. Loud and piercing. I'm not going to do it because it'll kill the microphone. Another guard comes running and they start speaking to that person in the dialect you don't understand again. Send them back down the alleyway. You hear gasp as they clearly come across the body. I get the impression they're probably staying there with it. Yeah? The four of you are frog marched in complete silence through the city streets. People stop what they're doing and watch. See as the four of you pull down. You four strangers to the city, highlighted, made an example of. Do you do anything while you're going down? Do you try anything?
Absolutely silent.
Okay.
What are the laws on arcane magic? We were completely unaware.
There are no laws against the use of arcane magic, sir. But to attempt to influence the mind, the emotions of one of our own is it's far from acceptable. You will be brought before the Baron.
We didn't mean no harm.
Regardless, to influence one's mind is a serious crime. You will be deserving of punishment.
It wasn't them, it was me.
I know.
There's no point in...
The four of you together, and this is the point you get back to the ward snakes. Push open the door, and all of them come in. Jetta sort of stands up, looking about. These four are not to leave.
We did nothing.
You can take me and Astra. These
The
two
four
did nothing.
of them are not to leave. The guard will be posted outside. Any provisions they need, get them. Let's stay here for the rest of the day. Jetta just sort of nods, and regardless of your actions or your intentions, four of you together, they'll be staying here. I wouldn't advise trying to leave the city. There's one way in, or swimming through the mist of the lagoon, and even I wouldn't fancy my chances at that. Door slams. You hear conversation from outside the door. Jetta is just staring at you, silent. Well, I'd best make up your rooms.
I turn around and I punch Cassian in the face.
Make an attack.
Come on. That's 14.
What's your AC?
14.
What's your unarmed strike? Damage?
4.
4. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Jenny gets rich. No! I'd say take it outside, but you are restricted to these walls for now. I have to act like you are my children. You to the bath. You to the room.
Where should we go?
Wherever the fuck you want.
I
First last night, now this.
just storm upstairs.
Your jaw aches. Your lips slightly split.
Astra goes upstairs.
Thank you, sir. I guess I'll clean that up.
I can do it myself. I'll just press it to just take it out the floor.
She smiles at you like, She sort of gestures you to the bath.
Guess I'll go with Cassian. Make sure. At least he doesn't do anything more brash. Who knows?
What do you do?
I've gone upstairs.
Okay. Where are you two at this time?
Having a great time.
Oh my god.
Having a great time.
Talking to dwarves.
Not breaking the law.
Yeah, not breaking the law.
For
being
once,
like
it's
really
not you.
just like, yeah, I want to go to the clothes shop.
Okay. Yeah.
After all the shit that was given to me.
Let me just change tone.
I was just like,
Making my way to
Having a great day.
You find yourself outside Palermo's black wooden walls, one of few places where you see glazing. You see panels of green glass. Make an investigation check. All it put together, almost like a stained glass.
investigation.
Yeah.
I think 14. Let me just double check.
Okay.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah. You get the impression these are probably sea glass, bits of glass that have been in water for decades, washed up on shores and collected, hence why they're slightly clouded over and rounded and just placed into a lattice framework and kept as one solid piece of glass. You understand it's probably not the provision for full glazing, traditional glazing here. You push it open, there's a sound of music softly playing. You see a counter with boots up on it and the figure of someone strutting away at some sort of harpsichord behind. To the sides, racks and racks of clothing. It seems to be a mix of everything. Lots of blues, greens, blacks, tans, whites and greys. But the odd piece of something that is like a yellow scarf or a red hood, or a set of bright orange gloves. Boots come down, and a head pops up. And can I be helping you?
Hi. I need a new outfit.
Take your
Mind if
pick.
I just peruse?
You're welcome to. You see what seems to be one of these elven folk with the frilled ears and the patches of scale.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for like. Sorry, what instrument did you say they were playing again?
Like a harpsichord, like a small harp. And as you peruse, the boot goes back up. And
So I'm looking for clothes that are like dark, like black and blue, and sort of don't stand out as much as the clothes that I'm wearing.
You're able to find them fairly easily.
And like not too expensive.
Yeah, you get the impression probably like a haberdashery.
Yeah.
It's nothing's like custom and made here. It's just collections of clothes for the citizens and common folk to buy.
Cool. And I'd also like to try and find some kind of like headscarf or head wrap or turban or.
Yeah. Well, it's easy enough to find like long silk scarves and stuff, which can easily be put up and then like, with a pin put in them to be kept in place and like dangle down and come underneath. And
Would it cover my hair completely?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I'll go up with, I guess, like black and blue trousers, top, some kind of
Outfit
cloak,
change.
and maybe like a black headscarf or something.
You try it on and you blend in as well to the citizenry and common folk of the city of Sanskra, as well as anyone else who lives there.
Cool. I'll go up to the counter with those clothes.
I ask for
how
8
much?
silver.
8 silver. That is absolutely fine. By the way, I love the music you're playing. It's
Thank
really
you.
Beautiful.
I love the music you bring.
What do you mean by that?
Just the air, presence. It's nice.
Oh.
A certain charm to the shop.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. The hair's nice too.
Oh wait, I'm still a water genasi.
Oh, are you? Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
of course. Well, regardless, she says it.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you very much. What's your name?
Palermo.
Ah, of course. Well, you know, not every shop is named after someone.
That's true. That's true. There's a few oddly named places in this town. But
Like what?
The thirsty vole, the rapid duck, the drowning horse.
Are those all taverns?
Mostly. There's an odd jeweller's. It's called Gnomes.
It's genuinely burst out laughing.
Expecting like Sanskra names.
As a comment, is it like gnomes, gnomes, exclamation mark?
No.
Roman monkeys and alchemists.
What?
Got done in by gnomes.
The dazzle factor. Fire and brimstone, the smiths.
The dazzle factor sounds like the Sanskra version of the X Factor, and I'm
Cassian would obviously enter.
There's
What's the dazzle factor?
they're a jeweller as well.
Interesting.
There's a tailor named Beatrix Bombastus.
Do not.
Beatrix Bombastus.
You're just fucking with us now.
I shit you not. That's why I'm written down.
I'm just picturing a sign that says gnomes, like you get the girls.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Where's the fan art?
No.
It's getting louder and louder as you know. Oh my face! Oh my god.
You have no idea how much I needed that. She's genuinely laughing.
As she's saying this, she's like sputtering and giggling herself. Do you know what? I've lived in this town for 25 years and it's still just as funny. Gnomes!
How long has Gnomes been in business?
As far as I've been alive, they live a long time. I think when it started, it was just gnomes. You know, generations increase. I've heard of a lot of tailors' haberdasheries I know by Hatton and Sons, or Strongjaw and Daughters, or gnomes. It's just gnomes. I have a feeling for what they'll call it when they have another generation.
Maybe they'll surprise you. You never know.
You never know. I'm sorry. Please, do you want your money back?
You know what? I feel like you deserve it.
Thank you.
You're actually trying. Oh my god, he's showing it to camera.
It's being drawn right now. Live.
Wait, what does those sell?
Is it jewelers?
Yes, they are also jewelers. There was, she mentions the dazzle factor and gnomes. Tailors was Beatrix Bombastus, alchemists, Jupiter's, rum and monkeys, and then mentions of some of the smiths with the other names are fire and brimstone. And there be smoke.
Not that we're here to have any of this wonder.
But just on your walk round, you might have seen
Sure.
these.
What was the there be smoke?
It's a smith.
There be smoke.
I love how punny this town is. I want to stay here forever.
We thought that Sanskra was all cool and mystical and mysterious, and all the people here are just like.
Lords.
No. Sansa's cool and mystical and mysterious. I'm an idiot. You forget that I'm the architect of this world.
The architect of your own destruction.
Our next t-shirt design is finished.
Oh my god,
I love it.
I'm so excited.
Please, I need it. Okay. Okay. She finally manages to calm down a little bit. So, since you seem to know a lot about the city.
I do know a lot about this.
Oh my god. Stop!
Yes, sorry.
Palermo, please.
She bats her eyelashes at you.
I was wondering if you knew anything about these Dragonborn. I've been hearing there's all sorts of trouble being caused by them.
I've heard as well. They've marched into the city a day or two ago on the hunt for pirates or scavengers, all the way over from Arrakis. The Arakian Guard, they call them.
Wow, they came that far?
Mm. I've not seen them. They've not passed by through the shop, but...
Any idea what part of town they may be in?
Hanging about the entrances. Well, entrance. Hanging about the bridge. Near the archives. Probably conversing with the palace and the guard and around the barracks. They're not on unfriendly terms with the eyes, but I assume they're working together. I mean, 4 or 5 Dragonborn can't cover an entire city, can they?
No. Oh, I just wish they wouldn't be so obnoxious, you know?
You know what? Me too. Me too.
What can you do?
First time I've seen a Dragonborn though. I saw one.
I've never seen them.
No.
I imagine they look really cool.
Huge. And the armour, you should see it.
Oh, what does it look like?
Oh, well, for one, they're gold and brass and copper, and they gleam like burnished metal. It puts the armour that they're wearing to shame. Just their scales alone. I mean, without the horns, they've got to be 6 feet, coming up to 7 with them. They're incredible. Nothing but might and magic and muscle.
I've heard they're pretty powerful.
They're huge. They're scary looking. There's one of them, horn broken, bigger than the rest, and she's something to look at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
You said you hadn't seen them though.
She's the only one I saw.
Oh, where did you see her?
Be near the archives. I just heard about the rest, but I saw her in her armour and robes. Lots of gold, lots of purple.
Oh.
Makes a girl want to travel to Arrakis. You heard that it's almost completely Dragonborn there.
Oh, really?
Dragonborn and lizard folk. A couple of others. I mean, there's some small kobold communities. But, I mean, it's the complete opposite to what's here.
Yeah.
Hot and dry, I've heard.
Oh, that's horrible.
But an island and surrounded by lots of sea, so I'd be comfy there.
Yeah, I guess so. Interesting. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Come back soon.
Pleasure to meet you.
And you. Do if you visit those places or find any more curiously named taverns, stores, do come back. Let me know. I'd like to update my list.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for any.
Keep an eye out for you.
Thank you very much.
And she puts her feet back up and starts playing and plucking again.
I love her. Cool. Am I aware of how long I have left on my disguise?
Yes, it's about half an hour. Yeah.
I'll just continue to wander and see if there's any kind of like signposting pointing towards.
You don't see any signposting wherever you are.
Oh, sorry, the archives I meant.
Oh, okay, yeah. You still don't see signposting for it, but we can get to finding that next session. Right? Okay. Before we round off, is there anything you four are doing separately? Sorry, I'm assuming you've made your way back and got to your room. But
Yeah.
okay.
I'm just scrubbing the blood off my face.
Boblem just kind of goes with him. It's like, Cassian,
Yes?
I thought you said you didn't want us to just go in and act on things without having a plan.
That was a simple mistake. Could have gone a lot better. Figure you see someone running on the rooftops of a city, they're probably up to no good. You catch them, you curry favor with the guard.
That's not how it went, though.
It's not how it went, no, but it could have.
But it didn't.
No. And I am a big enough man to admit that. Will you please excuse me while I wash my face?
You okay?
No, not particularly. I fell off the fucking roof.
You need me to heal you or anything?
Oh, if we're going to be stuck here, I can probably just rest it off. But if you fancy throwing a spell my way, I'm not going to object.
Okay, I think for now, Boblem, we just let it be since Cassian seems prickly.
Okay.
You came upstairs after me. Okay. Yeah, I slammed into my room, but I don't lock the door. Yes?
Renard,
Come in.
you alright?
No, I'm fuming.
Yes. This isn't... It's just on top of all the rest of the awful things that keep happening.
Yes. And now, potentially, we're being accused of something we didn't do. And it sounds like someone important is dead, and and Cassian just had to meddle.
People act impulsively. They think they're doing the right thing, and then...
I know, but he came into my room this morning to tell me that we shouldn't do this anymore. It's ridiculous. And on top of that, they're gonna keep us here, they're gonna question us. And I know we haven't done anything wrong, but there's other places that I'm wanted. I don't want to be scrutinized.
I'm sorry.
So I have to get out of the city.
Well, how are you planning on doing that?
I don't know. I'm not leaving without my sword.
If you're really desperate to, I've got a kit in my backpack that will help disguise how you look.
I'll think on it.
No problem.
But not without a proper plan. I sit down on the bed and I just put my face in my hands.
Astra comes and sits next to you.
I take the mask off and I just throw it at the floor.
I think that's where we'll end. Gnomes, murder!
Oh my god!
Oh boy, that did not go how I expected, but it went so perfectly.
Delicious!
I mean, I did not expect Cassian to do that.
Thank you all so much. This is so perfect.
Oh no!
Thank you for playing. Thank you everyone for watching and for being wonderful and being part of our story. We love you. We'll see you soon.
No!
Good day, fellow travelers. It's Cassian. Thank you for tuning in once again to follow our adventure. The party are looking forward to seeing you at MCM London Comic Con this weekend. You can find us on Sunday the 27th of October at 1 PM outside of the Novotel, or around the convention all weekend. You surely can't miss us. Of course, our thanks to everyone who is still supporting this project on Indiegogo. We love to chat with you every week, so consider joining our Discord via Indiegogo to be part of the exclusive after party. Thank you again to our executive producers, Liam Moran, Emily Hogarth, Katelyn Ferguson, and Alexandra Johnson. Until next time, stay magical and mysterious, and we'll see you on Wednesday.